Oh boy, this is a much wider angle than my normal videos. How about that? Let's try to. How about that? Is that any better? You can see our stuff. Our room has become it's a storage room. So where my green screen used to be, it used to cover that stuff up, but this is a much wider angle too. Interesting. My camera, when I make my videos, is not normally this wide. So you can see the gaps on the sides. I don't like that. Hey guys, how you doing? Colt Musk, how you doing, sir? So much to talk about. And I thought about just doing like a series of videos, chopping them up like 4 or 5 minutes each. I don't have time. Ain't nobody got time for that today. No way, no how. So I thought, let's just go live. Let's do it. What's up, Tyler Edmonson? How you doing, man? Mike Lane, Woo Pig, Sean. I needed this for my 2-hour drive. Oh, man, awesome. You know, the one bad thing about YouTube, and I'll say this, I listen to, and I don't want to get political, but I do listen to Joe Rogan, but I don't listen to his podcast. I listen to his YouTube. Like, so I'll have my phone connected to my Bluetooth, and I'll have YouTube up, but you have to have like your phone on to listen. If it closes out the YouTube app, or YouTube. I hate that. Maybe I should just subscribe to his podcast on the actual podcast app. I don't know. So Connor. I'm good, brother. Waiting for football, says Tyler Edmondson. I agree. Baseball's over with, and I'm not going to touch on the College World Series going 0-for-2. Jacob Scott Davis from the hogpin.net and I have a podcast. I'm sure you guys have heard me mention it a couple of times in the last few videos. We're going to talk in the Hog Talk podcast. We're going to talk about that on our next one. So JRE clips. I love JRE clips, man. It's cool because even people I don't agree with politically, we all listen to Joe Rogan. Like, he's just, I don't know. I like Joe Rogan. Some people don't. He's not for everybody. I get it. Again, I apologize for the background. I had no idea the YouTube angle was this wide. Normally when you guys see me, it cuts off to right about here. But this is like, hey, look at the whole room. So we're going to wait a couple minutes. But we just started. So, man, you can even see my... Hey, guys, like that, you can see our leftover summer clothes or winter clothes container, my Fallout loot crate box, in case you guys wanted to see that stuff. Any thoughts on Justice Hill? Yeah, I've got a list here of things we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about Garland. We're going to talk about Justice Hill. We're going to talk about Connor Noland. And I'm also going to talk about this stupid Twitter handle called Inside the Team. We'll get into that in a minute, about what they said about Arkansas, or what they said that supposedly a former player had said about Chad Morris. You should get one of those 360 cameras. No thanks. So if you guys would like, comment, share, all that stuff, share the content. You can copy the URL, post it somewhere on social media and say, hey, this guy's talking about everything that happened today. He's better than local radio. Hey, someone said, who was that? Someone said they're listening to me on their drive. Who said that? Did that comment get deleted? Oh, there it is. Sean Muffalito. I needed this for my 2-hour drive. So this probably won't be, but we're going to try and keep it around 30 to 45 minutes. So again, we're going to wait just a little bit to kind of fill the room up. So, but hey, I hope you guys have had a great week. Daniel Gafford to the Hawks? Question mark. Well, I don't know. I read an article today where they were like, everyone is surprised that if Daniel Gafford could be taken in the first round. No, what? They've been saying that like all offseason. Daniel Gafford was a lottery pick or a first rounder. Yeah, this last season didn't do him any favors, but in the NBA, you really like to draft guys based on their projections, and you draft them on their potential. And Gafford's got a ton of potential with that size and that athleticism. Okay. So I'm going to wait at the 5-minute mark. We're at 4 minutes, 25 seconds now. So we're going to wait at the 5-minute mark, then we'll get going. Hopefully goes to the Grizzlies. I'm a Celtics guy, if you couldn't tell. The Celtics. I'd like to see him land in Boston, but I don't know. Another video, another time. Pelicans. Pelicans. NBA offseason has already started off interesting, hasn't it? So about 10 seconds and we'll get going. So again, share this. I hate repeating myself, and sometimes I'll forget what I even said. So we'll do the best we can. Okay, 5-minute mark. Here we go. First thing we're going to talk about really quick, a little bit of basketball news. Johnny Buckets and Khalil Garland have kind of, well, Buckets, I guess, is no longer on the roster, and Garland has taken on a new role. He's going to be a student assistant, so he's not on the roster. Lakers. I'm curious what you guys think about this. Khalil Garland, I think we all kind of saw the writing on the wall. We've seen this for a while, ever since his recruiting days, or when the news first broke, I should say, about him not being able to dress out or play. You know, a lot of rumors had surfaced saying that, okay, he's going to eventually find time. He's going to get there. He's just got to get cleared by team doctors or whatever. And for whatever reason, he would never get cleared. So here we are, finally, a couple years later, he's taken on a different role. So he will no longer be on the Razorback basketball active roster, it sounds like. So I don't know if that could change. I don't know. We've always been told it's been kind of a standby thing with him. And I even had friends who I would say pay a lot more attention to what's going on in college basketball during the offseason than I do. And they all were saying that, look, Khalil Garland's going to get it's just a matter of time before he's cleared. And I just never bought into it. So he is that's unfortunate for Khalil. I mean, we got to remember, this was a guy, according to ESPN, he was a 4-star. He came in the same class with Daniel Gafford, 6'6", 190 pounds, small forward. He was a 4-star out of Little Rock. And it's just too bad. He wasn't graded that far behind Gafford, and you kind of wonder what Mike Anderson's teams would have looked like had they been able to play Khalil Garland. It's unfortunate. So he and Johnny Buckets. Everyone seems to be more upset about Johnny Buckets, I guess because we all knew Garland wasn't going to play. I don't know. So he's kind of like a graduate assistant. I guess that's the same or similar role, but student assistants probably won't have the same. I don't know. That's a good question. That's a good question for like a Dudley Dawson. I'd hit him up on Twitter about that. Dudley is extremely well connected to the basketball program. Any word on Blackshear? None yet. And when there is, I'll probably do a video. Garland had bounce coming out of high school. Yeah, look, I mean, again, he was highly recruited. And there's no doubt that Garland was somebody that, had he been healthy, had he been cleared, I think would have been a difference maker kind of talent. Again, he wasn't recruited that, or his star power, his overall rating and everything. And according to scouts, he wasn't far behind Daniel Gafford, obviously different positions, but in different roles. But again, just imagine that alongside Daniel Gafford and what they could have done together. I think it would have been, I definitely think NITs wouldn't have been in the picture, maybe a little bit better. I don't know. Then again, Mike Anderson nothing ever seemed to really go his way anyways, right? So you can add Garland to that list of things for Mike and Razorback basketball to just not go the way that you wanted. No DeAndre Jordan makes sense. So, yeah, that's really all there is on Garland. Him and Jimmy Buckets are not going to count towards the roster. They're not on the active roster. Justice Hill, this is interesting. So this was, I think, actually the first bit of news that broke today was Justice Hill and how he is no longer going to play basketball at the University of Arkansas, but is supposedly speaking with Chad Morris. I think he said that in his Twitter message today, that he was going to speak with Chad Morris about a possibility of playing for the Razorbacks for the football program. I really thought about doing a poll on this instead of Connor Noland. If he were to take on a role with the football program, I wonder to what capacity, like what Chad Morris would actually allow him, or what they would end up doing with Justice. Because I've always thought it'd be fun to watch him at the slot position, or maybe as like a change of pace running back, like an all-purpose guy, a little smaller than you'd like, but it's going to be interesting to see what if anything happens there. But I have this feeling that with all these freshmen that are coming in, and the moving around at that position, you just feel like it's probably not going to happen, but you hope that it does, because we all know he's an athlete. His football highlight reel is really fun to watch. I did a video on him not long ago, and I got to watch, when I do that, usually I'll go and I'll watch highlight reels, both basketball and football, with these two-sport athletes. And his is pretty fun. He's pretty electric. He looks like someone who could, I'm not going to say be a difference maker, but could add something, especially to that slot position. Because who really is going to line up at slot this year? I mean, I feel like on the outside, on the boundary, they have these like 6'5", almost power forwards playing outside, and you don't really have that inside. The speedster, the guy with high agility, the guy with the ability to get out in the open field and be dangerous. I don't feel like they have that outside of what they have with the running backs. You need someone to line up outside to offer that, especially in this offense. So it's going to be interesting to see what they do with Justice Hill moving forward, if anything at all. And then if not, what does he do? Where does he transfer to? Does he end up doing the usual thing, going to UCA, or does he try to transfer to another Division I or a Power 5? So we'll keep an eye on him. And again, if he sticks it out with Arkansas, I'll definitely follow up, make a video. So what do you guys think about that, about Justice Hill? Because I think he could be an asset to the depth at wide receiver. Am I the only one happy Connor is done playing football? Blake, that's literally the next topic. Due time. Hold on. Damn, I'm late. What's good, Hog Brothers? What's up, Chris Montreal? How you doing, man? Nicholas Slot, most definitely. I agree. If Chad Morris takes him on and lets him join the roster, and here's the other thing: would he be willing to gray shirt, or would he be willing to set a year out, to kind of find a way for him to make it into this offense? Because he didn't practice. He wasn't here for the spring with the football program. He's already going to be behind. They've already got these freshmen, Nash and you didn't have Treylon Burks, but you had Nash and oh my gosh, Knox. I don't know why I brain farted on Knox, who was the star freshman at the spring scrimmage. But you've already got those guys kind of implemented, and you feel like moving forward, that's the direction they're going, and the depth there is really filling itself out. And that's why I think, too, going forward, recruiting wide receiver position is going to get more and more challenging as you fill up that space. But you wonder if Justice Hill finds his way in that group. And I think he's got the potential. Wide receiver or likely a defensive back. Now that I'd like to see him. I'd love to see him line up at DB. I'd like to see him stay, really, is what I'm getting at. What's up, Razorback fans? Dwight, how you doing, man? I'm not sure what the Auburn comment's about. You'll have to remind me, Tyler. Does Arkansas win 5 games this year? I'm not there yet. As far as having that video out, it'll be out. Expect that video sometime in August. Poor Mike Anderson, LMAO. Please, he's making a name in recruiting so far at St. John's. Okay. Chris Montreal, 39 people watching. Should be 39 likes and shares. Come on, people. Oh, look at you. Chris, you're the man. Yeah, we're almost at 40 or so people. Again, feel free to share the link up above. Social media somewhere, like all that stuff. Do you think Justice could transfer to Auburn? Oh, okay. I can't remember. I don't remember. It just depends on what he wants to do. Does he still want to try and play 2 sports? Does he want to stick it out one way or the other? Is he okay with, to what capacity is he okay with joining a team and being asked to take kind of a side role, which is what's going to happen at Arkansas, even if he sticks out with football? I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like he ends up probably transferring to a smaller school. Who knows? He could end up going to another Power 5. Calipari could knock on his door. Okay. All right. Just kidding. Yeah, but Calipari has done pretty well in coming into Arkansas and taking their talent, though, hadn't he? But no, I think he ends up going somewhere probably smaller or like a neutral move, I don't know. But I don't know if he sticks with basketball or if he sticks with football. I just don't know where he goes. I don't know what direction he takes. There's a lot that a lot of things have to be in place for him to go anywhere and expect to start for sure. But who knows? Let's see. Try and get caught up on chat. If we don't win 6, yeah. Again, I'm not Greg. I'm not going there yet. That video is coming in August when I put out my win-loss record for the football program. I don't have it done yet. I've been trying to break down as much as I can. If you're anything like me, I've got Athlon, Lindy's, Street and Smith. Been trying to do what coverage I can. God, these magazines are getting expensive, everybody. My God, Athlon went up like $3 or $4, I feel like. And then you've got Hooten's magazine that focuses on the state. My God, that's expensive. What are they up to, like $16? It's ridiculous. Uh-oh, Dustin, your message got retracted. Sorry, buddy. I don't know what you said. How many 4 stars does Arkansas have? If you're talking about in this class, football, they've got 2, according to 24/7 Sports. 6 is the right direction. Let's see. Colt. We have enough quarterbacks. I know that much. Blake, I think we're going to beat Ole Miss this year. That would make me happy. Who's the biggest threat to lead the wide receiver group as far as freshmen? Definitely Trey Knox. Burks, I just don't know. With him coming off an injury, and correct me if I'm wrong, I think he had surgery during the offseason. But I do feel like it's going to end up coming down between Knox, possibly Nash. We can't forget about TQ Jackson, such an overlooked wide receiver. I was really thrilled when he committed. Do you think Chandler will get much playing time? Well, that's down the road, and I dropped a video. I've had several quarterback videos come out addressing this very situation at quarterback and what the future looks like after the Starkel and Ben Hicks stuff. After that era is over with, Hicks has 1 to play. Starkel has 2. I think your next phase of as far as your quarterback battle is concerned, it ends up coming down between KJ Jefferson and Chandler. I don't look everything about that kid, about Chandler, despite his size, says that he's a baller. He's got the right throwing mechanics. I've not seen a knock on his game yet. And there's a lot of film on him. And there's a lot of people who follow Texas high school recruiting and say he would compete at any level anywhere in the country. It helps where he's at, that he's got talent around him. You know, that always helps. He plays at 5A. He plays really competitive at a really competitive level in Texas, which any level is competitive in Texas in high school football. I think Chandler's got a shot. There's people that are comparing him to John Stephen Jones, which John Stephen Jones has some really impressive film out too. And sometimes it is like watching the same player. But Chandler, it always seems like he's a step or two ahead of the defense. And look, there's only so much you can look at and go, oh, wow, he's great, right? Especially when you've got a quarterback position where I just said, John Stephen Jones, you could watch their film and at times they look, I'm not going to say identical, but they look really close in both their size and what, their performance on the field. I don't know. KJ, I like because I think he too has a really high ceiling. I like his mobility. I like his pocket awareness, his ability to roll out of the pocket and make plays outside the pocket. And he's got a nice little release. I like them both, but they're both good at different things. I think as far as a pure passing quarterback, Chandler's got KJ's number. And that's stuff that I've read. That's stuff that I've watched. That's, talking with other people who cover Razorback sports. That's just what I'm coming away with. But some other stuff, KJ's got the advantage. He's obviously got the height and size advantage and the mobility. I think he's probably a little bit quicker out of the pocket, but boy, they're both fun to watch. That's a tough one, and all I said on those videos was that that's the direction that it looks like as far as the quarterback battle. That looks like where we're headed. I'm not going to say whether or not I think one is better than the other. I have no idea. We're not even there yet. We still got to get through the Starkel and Hicks situation. Now, for people who are saying, and I'm getting the same 2 or 3 people coming at me with, well, KJ is going to come in and start this year. Anything's possible, but I have a really hard time seeing that. He's really raw. His passing mechanics are pretty raw. He's a good passer, but they're still raw. There's things he needs to work on. Someone had mentioned his footwork needed a lot of help inside the pocket when he tries to plant and throw. I don't think he start. He'll play. I think he'll get some playing time. They'll play him enough before they burn his red shirt. TQ promised he'd be a freshman All-American. I could see it. TQ's going to be a baller, and I'm telling you right now, TQ, don't overlook any of these wide receivers. Nope, top receiver will be Cheyenne O'Grady. Top overall receiver, Cheyenne will probably get the most amount of targets. excellent check down target. He's a great check down target, and he can move after he gets the ball. He's pretty physical, as you would expect from a tight end, someone his size. I think he was asking about freshmen, though. Do you see another Darren McFadden? No, I do not. Not on this team, not in this state. He has a son, Tank McFadden. I don't know where he's at. I've not heard anything about him, but I can remember when he was a kid, when he was like 4 or 5. Someone had mentioned how someone in the Razorback media, local media here, had mentioned how he was doing all these little like running events for toddlers and tykes, and he was blowing people away. I mean, take that with a grain of salt, but that's just so McFadden, right? So I don't know. Keep an eye on Tank. I think it's Tank, right? That's his name. Let's see. Ty, what's this I'm hearing about us debuting some new uniforms this year? Any info? I don't have any info, but yeah, they are. There's going to be some new jerseys. There's going to be a new look, and I think across. Maybe I'm wrong, but I think baseball, basketball, football, I think they're all getting new uniforms. Football, I have no idea. I don't know his style. I think at SMU, Chad stuck with a pretty classical look. I don't ever see